Welcome to Multimedia Makeup Academy. Here at MMA, we have successful industry professionals educating students with hands-on experience. Learn a wide array of makeup styles ranging from beauty to special effects. And that's not all. We teach commercial makeup for television and film, theater makeup, and so much more. We teach you the difference between sanitizing and disinfecting your tools, and the protocols expected of a professional makeup artist. MMA, the new standard in makeup education.
Thank you so much for joining us today for our virtual open house event. I am super excited to be with you. My name is Brandy, and I am the admissions director here at Multimedia Makeup Academy, and I also am in charge of career services, so helping students get started with the career of their dreams and also helping them launch into an industry that they'll love. Today, I want to get started by asking a few questions to our audience. So those of you that are watching, I really want you to think about, why is it that you're here today? Are you here because you're looking for a really lucrative, exciting career? Or maybe you're here because you're interested in adding some extra income on the side. You may also be thinking to yourself, you know, I've always had this like artistic talent and interest in makeup, but wasn't really sure where I could put my talents and my efforts. So there may be some lingering questions that you have that we're definitely going to get answered here in this virtual open house today. But I wanted to kick things off by asking you, why are you here? I am so excited because there is much in store for you today. For those of you that are just coming in, I want to talk about a few things that you may be really pondering at this moment. So one of those questions that you're hoping to get answered might be, you know, I have a really busy schedule, and I'm not really sure, though I love makeup, how this might fit in. Well, solution for you would be, you're going to want to stay tuned to find out more about our part-time classes. Another question that some of you may be wondering, depending on what stage of life you're in, is, you know, I have a really busy job, and I don't love what I do, but I love making the money that I make when I do my job. So you might be thinking to yourself, you know, I'm interested in a makeup career, but I'm not really sure if it can replace my current job and my current income. Well, if that's you, you're going to want to stay tuned, because you'll want to learn a little bit more about what we do to help students with career placement and career opportunities. And you might be interested in this fun fact. The average income for a working makeup artist in the United States is about $75,000 a year. So that might be something you're interested in. Stay tuned for more details that I think will really help you understand how you can make this a career. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, if you're watching, that, you know, I have a family, I work a full-time job, I've actually got so many things going on, I don't even know how it's possible for me to add anything else to my schedule. So something you might be interested in is our online classes, as well as the fact that we offer really flexible scheduling options. So these are some really important questions that you're going to want to have answered, I know, and things that you're already thinking about that I'm definitely going to cover in this virtual open house event. The most exciting thing is that you'll understand by the time you leave this virtual open house event what it is exactly that you can do with a professional career as a makeup artist, and how MMA can help you get there. So next, I would like to formally welcome all of you to our virtual open house, and I want to start by saying what you're going to learn in this event today is what makes MMA the premier academy to attend for your makeup education. One of the things that we pride ourselves on here at Multimedia Makeup Academy is only having the most passionate, dedicated students in our population. And the way that we're able to achieve that is through our application process. So you may be thinking to yourself, you know, what does the application process even involve? What does it require? Well, to start, we want to know a little bit about your education history, your background, if you have or don't have any experience in the industry. And then we're also going to follow that up with asking you to submit an essay. Now, in that that essay, we ask you some really targeted questions about what your future goals are and what you intend to do with your education once you're finished at MMA. We also have an application fee of $100 that's required. Once you have all those three things submitted, our admissions team will then look over your application and decide if you're the best fit for MMA.
Welcome to Multimedia Makeup Academy. Here at MMA, we have successful industry professionals educating students with hands-on experience. Learn a wide array of makeup styles ranging from beauty to special effects. And that's not all. We teach commercial makeup for television and film, theater makeup, and so much more. We teach you the difference between sanitizing and disinfecting your tools, and the protocols expected of a professional makeup artist. MMA, the new standard in makeup education.
About what's next, because it's probably what you're thinking. Okay, Brandy, I apply, I fill out this application, and within 24 hours, let's say you let me know I'm accepted. What happens then? So what you're going to be thinking about is the education process. So I'd like to go over with you our programs of study, because that's what you could expect next. Once you've been accepted to MMA, you can enter one of 4 programs, depending on where your interests may lie. So we are going to first begin with the Core Principles program. Our Core Principles program is a program designed for you if you're interested in starting a freelance makeup career. Let's say you're interested in working as a bridal makeup artist, or doing special occasion makeup for events like birthdays, red carpet events, even celebrity makeup. If you're interested in beauty as a whole, then definitely our Core Principles program is the perfect fit for you. In this program, you'll learn some specialty skills like airbrush technique, and one of my favorites is our business class, which is designed to teach you how to start up your own business and know how to run it from start to finish. So that means paperwork, finances, marketing, branding, everything you could possibly need to know to begin working as a freelance artist. The next program that we're going to talk about is our Media Principles program. So if you're someone that's really fascinated by like magazines like Vogue or W Magazine, you're interested in starting a career in fashion, editorial, runway makeup, print, and anything that interacts with media. So anything being filmed or photographed, this is the perfect program for you. Our Media Principles program equips you to be able to meet the demands of the media industry. So whatever lighting scenario you're working under, you may be working on set, touching up, politicians or celebrities. This program is designed to help you have all the skills needed to begin an amazing media makeup career. Now, next on the list, this is for horror movie buffs and anyone interested in working in film, that is our special effects program of study. In our special effects program, we cover all kinds of amazing topics, and it's honestly perfect for you if you're a person interested in really understanding 2D and 3D sculpting, mold making techniques. We also teach fantasy airbrush, trauma, everything that you would need to know if you're working on a commercial set or film set. And it's not just for horror buffs, but it's also for you if you're just interested in working behind the scenes. Maybe you don't want to be at the forefront interacting with, tons of clients directly, but you do want to interact with talent and work with a team. This would be the perfect program for you. Now, last but not least, this is the big program, the Mac Daddy, if you will, our Master of Artistry program. So let me stop for a moment and tell you a little bit about the kind of person that is best suited for this program. If you are someone that knows for certain makeup is exactly the path that you want to take, you want to have a professional career, and you really don't want to be limited to learning just bridal makeup or just special effects or just media makeup. You want to learn it all. Then this is the perfect program for you. Our Master of Artistry program incorporates all of the classes in our Core Principles, in our Media Principles, and Special Effects Principles program. Not to mention, it also includes a specialty add-on program that normally you have to add to any other of the 3 programs, but it's included in the Master of Artistry program. So the bridal is included, special effects, media, and beauty to give you a full, well-rounded skill set to meet the demands of anything you may encounter in the industry. Now, let me tell you why that's important. What that means is you don't ever have to turn a job down. So let's say bridal season's over, you have more work to pick up doing commercial work, or you may pick up on a film set. Our students that enter the Master of Artistry program truly are prepared to have full-time careers in the makeup industry. So I hope that gives you a really exciting and great understanding of all the different paths that could come up for you and be of interest to you once you have applied and been accepted to the Academy here at MMA. I am very excited for a next portion of our segment today, but just to introduce that, I want to talk a little bit about the person that I'm going to be bringing on. So we are going to have a guest come on in a little bit. She's not coming on yet, but I want to tell you about her. She's a graduate of our academy, and she's going to share her personal story today. And why I think this will be of particular interest to you is you're going to have the opportunity to engage with this guest. So those questions that you may have that maybe I haven't already answered, you get firsthand information from someone who has gone through our full program, the master program that we were just talking about here at the Academy, and has also had the opportunity to work in all of those areas of the industry. So this is going to be something that's really exciting. It's actually my favorite part of our virtual open house events. I'm super pumped about this, again, because coming from an administrator like me, you might be thinking, well, Brandy's going to tell me what I want to hear. But coming from someone who's gone through the program and who's been where you are at one time and now has moved on to a full-time career, I think that has huge value. So in just a little bit, I'm going to be bringing on our guest. And before that, you'll have the opportunity to really see what does a classroom and experience look like inside of the Academy. Now, just to recap before that, I want to talk about the programs one more time. If you missed this and you're just tuning in, what we went through is all of our programs and the potential paths that you can have in the makeup industry. We started with the Core Principles program, which is solely focused on beauty, and really for someone who wants to enter a freelance career as a makeup artist, giving you the flexibility to, set your own schedule and make as much money as you want. We also talked about the Media Principles program, which is definitely designed for you if you're interested in a fashion, media, runway, fast-paced career in the makeup industry. The next program that we talked about was our special effects program, which is specifically designed for anyone who's looking to work in the film industry. Like, you love movies, you love the idea of working on a team and on set. This is the perfect program for you. And last but not least, we talked about our Master of Artistry program, one of our most sought after programs here at MMA, simply because it gives you such a diversified skill set that you never have to turn any work down, which is pretty great when you're starting a new career, wanting to take advantage of any opportunity that comes your way. So next up on our roster for today is our guest. We are going to quickly move over to a commercial break just to give you a moment to absorb all of that information. And when we come back, please stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. We'll be bringing on our special guest.
Welcome to Multimedia Makeup Academy. Here at MMA, we have successful industry professionals educating students with hands-on experience. Instead of learning a dramatic style of makeup that you see everywhere online, learn a wide array of makeup styles ranging from beauty to special effects. And that's not all. We teach commercial makeup for television and film, theater makeup, and so much more. We teach you the difference between sanitizing and disinfecting your tools, and the protocols expected of a professional makeup artist. Multimedia Makeup Academy provides a platform for you to network with other artists and create bonds that turn and grow into working relationships. MMA, the new standard in makeup education.
Welcome back. I am so excited for this part of our virtual open house today. This is our segment called Ask Anything. So today I actually have one of our graduates of MMA with me. This is Megan. Megan is super excited to be with us, and I can't wait to just talk with all of you and also hear your questions and really, kind of get into the nitty-gritty of what a student experiences at Multimedia Makeup Academy. So Megan, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate your time. Thank you. So what we're going to start off with is I'd love for you to just kind of introduce yourself, introduce your brand, who you are, what you do, and then we'll go from there.
All right, excellent. Well, as she said, my name is Megan Walker. I am now a licensed esthetician and makeup artist working in downtown Utica. I work for a salon, Katie Marie Beauty, and it's just been a whirlwind ever since I left MMA, and it's just been a really great transition into aesthetics, makeup, and like you said, I have dabbled in so many different areas that it's really truly been very diverse, which I appreciate. So
that's awesome. Yeah. Great. So I have a lot of questions, because these are questions that I believe the audience would want to know if they were looking at coming to MMA. And one of those things I think would be what was it like, your experience in the classroom? Like, what would a normal day look like in the life of a student at MMA?
Okay. So, you kind of roll in your cases and kind of get set up, get started. At the beginning of every class, we would have a theory portion. Mm-hmm. So we would really learn the basics, learn the fundamentals. We started off, like you said, I did core, media, intro to special effects, and the bridal program. So in each program, we would be learning the fundamentals, learning color theory, playing with texture, learning about different products. We would learn all of the basics, and then we'd go out and we would watch an instructor do a demo, which was super, super helpful, kind of watching everything kind of unfold. And then we would go out and practice and do hands-on training, working on each other, working on models, and then we would kind of have a little bit of a final, and then we'd be starting the next segment into our program. So great. It was a great transition.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense just to go over the structure of the class. As you said, you're learning a little bit of the theory, like going over the concept that you would be learning. Your instructor is going to demonstrate, and then you're going to work hands-on. Absolutely. How much of your class time would you say was spent doing hands-on training?
I would say approximately 60 to 75%.
Okay.
If not a little bit more, maybe more towards 80%. But I would say we definitely have a lot of time to play, practice, train, and work on each other. So a good portion of the classroom was dedicated to the hands-on.
Awesome. Was that something that was important to you?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think anybody going into the makeup world industry is very visual. This entire industry is all aesthetic based. So I think I know for me personally, I'm a very visual, hands-on learner. Even it's kind of silly, like even recipes. Yes. I like to watch a video of it being prepped and cooked, and because that's just how I learn. So to have the the demo, the theory portion, and then to go out and just practice was instrumental to our training and learning.
Yeah, very important. I think that's a great point. A lot of people that enter the makeup industry do it because they are visual and they are hands-on, and they want something where they can use their hands, and so it would be important to learn that way too.
Absolutely, yeah.
So another question that I have for you is, can you tell me, how did you feel once you were done with your program? How ready did you feel you were for your career?
I felt so prepared. Obviously going into a new career, you're a little nervous, you're a little hesitant, you don't know which path to take, but I felt very, very prepared, especially with the career counseling that you provided to me. I actually, I got a job before I even graduated, a couple months before I graduated. So thanks to the career counseling, thanks to the preparation, thanks to the business courses, I think, I know for me too specifically, I was definitely more hesitant and didn't know which path to take, but once I kind of put myself out there, made that first step, I felt fully prepared.
That's awesome. I think that's a huge deal. I mean, getting a job before you even finish your program is pretty amazing. Currently, the job you still have.
Currently, the job I still have.
Which is incredible, too. Yeah. So longevity, that shows that you've done what you were supposed to do, which is amazing. But I think that would be something I would definitely want to know, you know, if I go through this education, am I going to have a place to work by the time I'm done? So business, you know, coaching, counseling, classes, all of that is a big part of the programs, which I'm glad you mentioned that. So tell me a little bit about what your experience has been like, and you can talk about maybe experiences that you had, you know, while you were at the academy and afterwards, you know, how have you used the skills that you've learned?
Well, as you've mentioned before, you know, I kind of dabble into film, television, commercial, and I highly specialize in bridal. So I really do love the variety, the diversity. Every day's different.
Yeah.
I think me personally, I loved being on set and working with a team and collaborating. And I think the biggest thing that I took away from MMA was the community. And your network is your net worth. And collaboration over competition. I think that, you know, those core principles were really drilled into us, and very rightly so. And that is the biggest takeaway. And the thing that I've used the most to stay lucrative and to stay working and to stay current, and especially the sanitation. Number one, I think that sets the school apart, and working in the industry, I think that sets us all apart. So there's so many things to take away from the academy that, you know, if I would have started a career without this, I wouldn't be where I am today. So as far as the experiences, you know, outside, I've worked I worked on a NASCAR shoot. I've worked on 2 feature films. You know, our team specializes in bridal, so we've done as a team 80 weddings a year, 80 to 100 weddings a year. So I love the variety. All of my experiences have been so different. I think I just jump into things, you know, not necessarily knowing quite how to navigate it, but you work it out. So
that's how we all start.
Exactly. So I've taken away so much from the academy as far as the community, the instructors. I still talk to so many of, you know, our colleagues and people that I've met, not only in classes, but just from all of the networking events that you guys provide as well, all of the makeup meetups, all of the sanitation conversation meetings. So it's just such a great, diverse group that are really serious about being and working in the makeup industry. So there's so many things to take away. You can't.
You're like, how do I just like put this in one thing? I can't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
so.
I feel really excited about the fact that you pulled away so much, because I think that's what people sometimes don't always see or understand. You know, what do you go to school for? You go to school for an education, but it's so much more than that. Like the community and the network and the people that you meet, which lead to job opportunities, and the experiences that you get, you know, through the school and thereafter. I mean, this is like, you know, it really is a comprehensive, I would say, like startup really for a career. It's not just the education. So I think if I were to try to sum up what you said, that might be the way I would do it.
Absolutely.
So that's awesome. I do have another question for you. So can you tell me, you know, were there any challenges, or what was maybe the biggest challenge for you when you were learning?
Oh boy.
If you can think back that far.
Yeah, I know, because it's been
You're
about
like fancy makeup artist now, so that might be hard.
No, I mean, I think I look back at some of my photos of some of my beginning work, and I think my greatest challenge was overcoming my fear. As with any new endeavor, you're going to have fear, you're going to have obstacles, you're going to have challenges. And I think my greatest obstacle was myself. I think I remember it took me an hour and a half to put on makeup on a model, you know, and now I'm at 45 minutes, right underneath 45. So
awesome.
I think getting out of my own head and not thinking about it so much was my personal biggest obstacle. You know, once I kind of learned and really accepted that it's makeup, you can take it off, you mess up.
So true.
So I think that was, for me, my biggest obstacle that I had to overcome. And now I think me personally, paying attention to detail is so important, especially in this trade.
Yes.
It's all in the details. That's why we're in this. So, you know, once you kind of learn to perfect and master kind of the little detail fundamentals, that's what helped me overcome a lot of the challenges that I was facing. So just don't get it so in your head. At least that was for me.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's great advice, and it happens to a lot of students when they're learning. They're like, because you want to be perfect.
Yes.
I remember you,
Yep.
wanting to be perfect. So it's like, I want to be so good, but you will be good with practice and with time and with coaching and all of those things. So I think that's great advice. Like, fear holds you back from a lot of things, from taking the first step, from taking the next step. So I think that's a big thing to overcome.
Absolutely.
All right. So kind of my last question, I think, would be, what is it that is your greatest achievement so far? What would you say is your greatest achievement?
Oh, that's a toughie. You're coming in with the last kicker here. My greatest achievement, I would think, it would be graduating with honors and with the community award. Because you guys hold that to such a high standard, and that is part of your vision, part of your mission, is the community, and to have that be awarded and honored to me was so humbling and so monumental in my career. Just to know that you guys recognize that I was trying to really be a crucial and influential part in our community that you guys have created was a huge honor. I mean, I was not expecting that whatsoever. And so that right there just kind of set the tone for my confidence going out into the industry and working. It was so humbling, and I know Sammy won it with me.
Yes.
And so we were tied, and it was awesome, and I just couldn't believe it. So I would say that was, quite honestly, the Kickstarter to my career. So
that is amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
That's awesome. Yeah, so during our graduation, we give away awards, and the students never know. And so Megan was the recipient of that award because really you exuded that community, and that is ultimately what we're about. So that's awesome to hear. Really awesome to hear. And the honors. We can't take away you working hard, too. So that's important.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Megan. Honestly, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, and we wish you much continued success.
Thank you.
It's, you'll forever be a part of our community. So we thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you for having me. This is awesome.
All right, so thank you all for tuning in to this part of our segment, and of course the virtual open house in general, for the Ask Anything with Megan. It was a pleasure to have Megan here, and I am really excited to continue with the virtual open house after such insightful information from Megan, to really tell you a little bit more about probably some of those questions that you're wondering still. Some of the nitty-gritty of, how do I get started? Like, I'm excited now. I heard Megan talk, and I love the things and the possibilities of what I heard and what MMA can bring to my future career. So I'm ready to get moving, Brandy. Tell me what's next. Well, that's what we are going to do, is continue talking about what's next. And remember, throughout this entire virtual open house event, I have some incredible promotions to talk with you about, and I've got a special giveaway that'll be coming near the end of the open house, so stay tuned. There are many more things to come, and I don't want you to miss out. Now going to move into talking about scheduling and finance, which I know is a big part of what you'd want to know, because obviously these are some of the logistical things that you'll need to know about to become an enrolled student here at MMA. So the first thing I want to mention about both our scheduling and our financing is they are extremely flexible. So let's look at scheduling first. I remember some of you might have been thinking, I'm not really sure I can make this work with all the things that I have going on, schedule, family, full-time job, whatever it may be. Well, our scheduling is super flexible. So let's start with the full-time. What does a full-time commitment mean at MMA? Full-time is actually 4 days a week. So that's Monday through Thursday. Classes begin at 10 a.m. and they end at 4:30 in the afternoon. Now, our part-time schedule is really flexible, so if you are that person working a full-time job, or you are just a full-time mom, or maybe you are a high schooler that isn't really interested in other extracurricular activities, but you love to start doing makeup. So if that's you, the part-time schedule is amazing. It's actually twice per week, either on a Monday, Wednesday schedule or Tuesday, Thursday, and it's just 3-hour sessions. So it's from 6 to 9 in the evening. We can really honestly work around any scheduling hurdle that you may think you have with those two options. Now let's talk a little bit about the program cost as well as financing options. So what we're going to talk about next is taking a look at what do these programs cost? What am I looking at for an investment in my future? And I'll also talk a little bit about how you can make a return on that investment. So starting with our core program, the core program cost is $6,800. And then after the core program, you have the Media Principles program, and that program is $15,100. The next program after that is our Special Effects program, $18,100, and the Master, $26,600 is the total, $26,600. Now, one of the important things you'd want to know about the financing options for these programs are what you can see here. So we do have a loan option available for students that are having a difficult time finding funding. This would be considered our financial aid alternative. In addition to that, we can customize a payment plan that works best within your budget, and really it's flexible enough that we can make anything work. So we have varied terms and also varied payment amounts depending on what your needs may be. So if finance was, something that you were concerned about, don't let that hold you up from your future and from your dream, because we can work with you, and we work individually with each student to make sure that we find a funding option that will best suit you. Now, I want you to remember that this deposit promotion is going to help you save on tuition. Our normal deposit to secure a spot for enrollment is $1,500, but again, as I said, today only we are matching up to $300 off of your tuition, which is a great bonus just for you attending our virtual open house today. That is super exciting, and don't forget to use the link to secure that promotion today. You only have 24 hours, so don't forget about that. Now, you may be wondering about when it relates to getting started, what are our starting semesters and when do we have classes beginning? So we are currently enrolling for our spring semester. That is for April and May, and we have a special program for enrolling high school students for the fall. So if you are a high schooler interested in knowing about early registration program for this coming fall, be sure to send us a message on Facebook, and one of our admissions representatives will be in touch with you. Thank you all for joining us today for the virtual open house event. I cannot wait to meet with each and every one of you to talk with you about what the future may hold here at MMA, and we will see you soon.